just doing a video on factorising. So what does to factorise mean? Well, think back to primary school. If I asked you for the factors of 20, you tell me 4 times 5, you tell me 2 times 10, 1 times 20. So factors means things that multiply to give you the original number, let's say. So I asked for 20, that's the original number. What things multiply to give you 20? You could have 2 by 2 by 5. Okay, so we're doing it now in algebra. So if you saw something like that, well, you're looking to see, for me, it's this little box here, and the 5x goes in there, and the 15xy goes in there. Let's actually just make this 25. It doesn't matter, I'm just throwing in different ones. So what do they have in common? So does any number go into both those numbers? Yes, 5 does. Does any letter in common there? Yeah, x is. Right, so what would I multiply here to give me 25x? That would be a 5. Plus, what would I multiply here to give me a 15xy? That would be a 3y. Okay, and you have to try and take out everything in common. So my two factors are that. How would I know if I was right or wrong? You could just, in your head or on a rough worksheet, multiply them out and see, do you get this? So they're my factors of this. Maybe you'd be given something longer with 4 things in it, so then it just means the box is bigger. What's common here? A. What would you have here? Then you'd have an x. What would you have here? You'd have a plus. I'm going to use that. Y. I suppose we have an x here, so that's a plus b. And we have a y here, and just check, does that work? Yes, it does. So they're my factors. And if I wanted to check if I was right or wrong, I could just multiply them out. You could also get something like this. And okay, it's too big for a 2 box, so let's put it into a 4 box. And I'm going to split the middle out here. So I'm going to put a 1x squared here, so that's a 1 if you want, you don't have to put it in. And I'm going to put the plus 2 here, and this I need to split. So we're looking at the factors of, so we start at the end. 2 by 1, 2. What are the factors of 2? Luckily, I don't have many options. It's just 2 by 1. Do they add to give you 3? Yes, they do. So I'm going to split this up into a 2x and a 1x. And then I need to just be careful with my signs. That's a plus 2 and a plus 1. Is this exactly the same as this? Yes, it is. So now I can go ahead and go, right, x is common there. A 1x would be here and a 2 would be here. What's common here? Just the number 1. Let's just see if that works. Yeah, that looks good. X plus 2 is one factor. You can always call that a 1x if you want, or just x. And x plus 1 is another. You can always call that a 1x if you want, or just an x. I'm going to do another one of these. These are very common, very likely to be seen. So x squared plus... Okay. So again, it's too small for the 2 box. So I'm going to go for the 4 box. And I'm going to go 1 by 6 is 6. And then I'm going to go over here and list my factors of 6. So I have 6 by 1, 2 by 3. Okay, now I have a choice though. Do I split this into a 6 and a 1, or do I split it into a 2 and a 3x? And what I do is I go, right, factors of 6, that subtract to give me 5. So up here it was a plus sign, so it was the factors of 2 that add to give me 3. Here, and this is just a trick, okay, it's the factors of 6 that subtract to give me 5. Which of those, when you subtract them, give you a 5? So the 1x squared goes in there. The minus 6 goes in here. And now this is how I'm splitting the 5x up. It's a 6x and a 1x. That would be a plus and that would be a minus. Now, slow the video down if you want. I do these all the time. I've just gotten really fast at doing them. But what I need to make sure is this and this are exactly the same thing. I'm not changing the sum. I'm just splitting up the middle part so I can fill my 4 boxes. Take out what's common, x. Okay, so what would I have here? I'd have an x. What would I have here? I'd have a plus 6. What would I have here? I'm taking this sign here, which is a minus, and the only number they have in common is a 1. X plus 6 is one factor, and x minus 1 is the other. You could check if you were right or wrong by multiplying it out. And then the last type that you might see is, I'm just going to do it down here, maybe x squared minus y. You might be tempted to put that into the 2 box, x squared minus y squared, but what you'll notice is they have nothing in common. So no, it needs to go into a 4 box. Now some of you won't need to put it into a 4 box, some of you will just spot your 2 factors here. That's fine. But if it needs to go into a 4 box, so now we're looking at, well, what can I put here and here that will kind of give me, like, that's my sum, but I need to put something here and here. So I'm going to put a plus xy and a minus xy. What's common? X plus y, and then minus, and y is common. X plus y is one bracket, x minus y is the other. Some of you might like doing it this way, but as I said it at the just before I did this way, some of you might be able to spot that, no problem. I mean, look at it, x squared minus y squared. Well, you need x by x and you need your y by your y, kind of a thing. Multiply it out carefully, and those little bits in the middle, they end up cancelling each other out. You know what I mean? So there are your 4 methods. Have a look and see how you get on.